Annyeong! It's K-Wave with Hongbin on Money FM 89.3. Welcome to K-Wave. I'm Hongbin Jeong, your South Korean living right here in Singapore, bringing you all you have to know about the Korean wave, better known as the Hallyu fever. It's K-Influencer today, and this episode is for all my K-pop fan listeners. So I'd like your attention, please. That was none other than Attention Please by N-Hyphen. Now, speaking of N-Hyphen, our guest for today actually loves N-Hyphen, and I've just seen her grooving in the corner of my eye. And she's even attended their concert here in Singapore last January. So what is it like being a K-pop fangirl? And will this conversation make me want to listen to K-pop? Because I'm not currently up to date. I'm more of a first-gen person, but maybe this conversation will make me love N-Hyphen as well. Well, let's find out through our guest, AJ, who is also known as @BlueNingLove, which is BLUENINGLUV, who will be giving us a glimpse into the K-pop fangirl life. AJ, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me today. Okay, AJ, I'm going to put you in the hot seat right now. Introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is AJ. It stands for Ashley J. And I'm currently turning 22 this year. And I make TikToks about K-pop.
Okay. So I've seen some of your TikToks. And I mean, not only do you have some, K-pop dance covers, but you also have concert videos where you attend those concerts. So what inspired you to create such content on TikTok?
I think for K-pop dance, I started off posting my covers on Instagram first before TikTok was like a whole thing. And afterwards, I transitioned to TikTok because it was like the trend then.
Yeah.
For concert-wise, I just wanted to like share my experience. I think a lot of people post their concert videos on TikTok. It's
Yeah.
quite common. So I just wanted to show like my unique perspective on like my experiences. Like I do vlogs and stuff or like how much I spend preparing to attend a concert and stuff like that. Yeah.
So how much do you spend preparing?
Around
Around is there a range?
I think the most recent one is the N-Hyphen concert because it was a 2-day concert. So I spent around 2K.
Oh wow.
Maybe
Are they
almost 2K?
Okay.
Almost, yeah.
are those like Cat 1 seats?
Yes, they were the VIP, standing tickets for both days.
I see. Okay, so I'm sure you do get a lot of questions on your TikTok as well regarding, these videos, these concert videos. So what are some things people are curious when it comes to a K-pop fangirl's life?
Well, most of the questions I get are from other fangirls or K-pop fans. So they usually ask like where I buy my merch or like where I get my tickets, that kind of questions. But I would say questions from people who aren't K-pop fans, they usually ask like, oh, like why do you spend so much on K-pop? Like they don't even know you exist or that kind of stuff. I just shrug it off. I mean, I just enjoy it. It's like a passion and it makes me happy. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming your favorite group is N-Hyphen. What's your favorite thing about them?
I think because they come from like a survival show called Island.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm not very big on those like survival shows like Produce 101. I'm not really. I feel like kind of like heart pain because they have to disband after a while.
Right.
But I started watching Island because they were going to be a permanent group. So I started watching from there. And I think groups that come from survival shows are like very special because you get to see the process of how they train and how they get through the whole show and finally debut as N-Hyphen. So I think that really made my heart like, it's like supporting them from when they're like babies and now they're like so successful and stuff. And you can really see their like passion and their hard work. So I really appreciate that.
I see. Are there any other K-pop artists or groups that you're especially, passionate about besides N-Hyphen?
Recently, about a year ago, I got into ATEEZ. Yes, and I also went for their concert. It was very last minute, but I had to go. It's like the timing was just nice. And also Le Seraphim, the girl group. They're the only girl group that I really like. Their songs are really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're listing all these K-pop groups, but they seem to be more new generation kind of groups for me. I am more of, let's say Big Bang, Super Junior. Those were the groups when I was growing up that hit my soul. But anyways, is there a turning point when you started to listen to K-pop? Like what began or what inspired you, or is there someone who, influenced you to start listening to these K-pop songs?
Actually, K-pop or like Korean culture has been in my family for a really long time.
Okay.
My aunts love Korean culture. They love K-dramas and like a Running Man. Yeah, so when I was growing up, because I live in my grandma's house, so all my aunts would come over, like all my relatives would come over, and they always put on like Wonder Girls, the MV on like the TV, or like they'll watch Running Man. And also I have this cousin who was really into EXO.
Oh.
And I actually went to my first K-pop concert, which was the EXO concert with her. So my first group that I really liked was EXO. So that really got me into K-pop, and then slowly I transitioned to like BTS, and then I started dancing. I think I discovered a new style of dance that I really liked, which was K-pop, like K-pop dance. I feel like K-pop dance is not just about dancing, but it's like a whole like performance.
Okay.
You have the songs and the dance, and then there's a bit of like acting, like your facials and everything. So the whole package was very appealing, and I think that's how I found like my passion in K-pop.
See. Have you ever, considered visiting Korea or even visited Korea to experience K-pop culture firsthand there?
I actually have been to Korea 3 times.
Oh, wow.
Yes. The first 2 times was just with my family, so we did all the like touristy stuff, not much on K-pop. But my most recent trip, which was in 2022, it was exactly when ENHYPEN had their comeback. So my whole trip was kind of like centered around ENHYPEN. So I went for like their broadcast shows, and there were so many like pop-ups and like so many albums to buy and so much money to spend over there. So I had a lot of fun. Yeah.
So how would you, describe that experience? I mean, how does the idol culture differ from Korea and Singapore?
I think the way they market idols like over there is very extravagant, I would say. And they have sort of like opportunities for fans to meet idols, and also like the interaction between fans and idols are much more like intimate, I would say. So they have like fan calls or like fan meets, and then if you're over in Korea, there's like a lot of pop-ups. Like now they have even like pop-up cafes or like pop-up shops, and so many new things that they're coming up with that really helps the artists kind of connect with the fans. I feel like that's really quite amazing. But I think in Singapore, it's not very pushed that much, I feel. Yeah.
I see. I mean, it looks like you know a lot about the differences, and you've experienced both from Korea and Singapore. But what are some of the things you do as a K-pop fangirl to keep up with, the newest news and trends in the K-pop industry?
I think one very important thing is social media, because K-pop is from a completely different country. So the only way to keep in touch is really just through social media. So I download like X. It's not Twitter anymore. It's X. You can get everything from there, like updates, and also Weverse, which is like a social networking app for idols to interact with fans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if any group is having like a comeback, new album, fan meet or anything, everything is on that app.
Oh, yes. I see. I didn't know about that app. Maybe I should do my research. But what effects does, being a K-pop fan like had on your hobbies and personal life?
Definitely personal life-wise, I've met so many friends through K-pop, and some of them are like my closest friends now.
Okay.
So, and not only like local friends, there's so many events in Singapore, like fan cafe events was a thing, but now I think it's slowly changing to photo booth events for like idols' birthdays and this kind of stuff. So I've met a lot of friends through those things. But also friends from overseas. I have friends from like Thailand or even the US, but we all like bond through K-pop, and if we like the same K-pop group, and that's how we like become friends. I think that's really cool. Hobby-wise, definitely most of my hobbies are centered around K-pop. Like dance is one of my like main hobbies. Also social media, like content creation. I think K-pop has definitely opened like a whole new world of like content I can create, not just on K-pop, but it extends to like Korean culture. So like makeup or like even fashion. Like if an idol wears something, I think it's nice, and I would go and like buy it, So I think that's really cool.
Any fashion icons that you follow?
Oh, I really like I think I would say the Seraphim. I just love the whole style, I think. But I think it's really interesting to see what idols wear, like when they're off work. You know, like those airport looks.
Yep.
Yeah, the casual looks are really nice. So I like to look into those. Yeah.
Did you know that from what I've heard, I don't know how true these are, but from what I heard, I mean, back in the day when I was into K-pop, a lot of them would wear a specific outfit at the airport, take photos, and then right before they go or board the plane, they would change into more comfortable fits.
Oh, really?
But now I see on, when I see these airport fits, they have become more comfortable.
Yeah.
They're sweatpants, but like fashionable.
Right.
So that was personally a very interesting kind of shift in fashion in that airport fashion perspective. But AJ, how do you then manage to juggle other facets of your life with your love of K-pop?
I think this is something I'm still kind of struggling with a bit because I do have many other interests other than K-pop. I think what I'm learning to do is sometimes you just gotta like take a step back. Sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming because there's so many factors in this K-pop world. So I get overwhelmed sometimes. So I like to like just take a step back and maybe just, if I create content, I'll just shift to something else for a while, take a little break so I can still continue this fangirl lifestyle for like a longer time. Yeah.
I see. And what do you think, sets K-pop apart from, other music genres? Like, and why do you think it has such a global appeal?
Ooh, this question. I think K-pop is it's so hard to describe because people usually think of K-pop as just like a genre of music, which it is, but I feel like it's also so much more than that. K-pop is like a whole culture, like it's a whole thing. Like you don't just get the music. Like I said before, that you get the dance, you get the outfits, you get the whole thing. Like there are even movies and like webtoons, and there's so many new things also that they've linked to K-pop. And also the global aspects. I think a lot of groups are making songs in English, which will definitely appeal to like English-speaking countries. And also, I feel like the idols themselves are putting in a lot of effort to like learn English so that they can speak to fans like all over the world and globally and stuff, which I think is really cool. It's really just like exploding everywhere.
I see. If you could, I mean, this is a question on top of my head, but if you could have, dinner with just one, not the whole group, one K-pop idol, who would it be? And what would you ask them?
Oh my gosh, this is such a hard question. One K-pop idol? Oh.
Putting you on the spot.
Okay, I'm a very logical person. Like my MBTI is like ISTJ, so I'm super logical. I would say Jake from Enhypen.
Okay, why?
Okay, one's because, he can speak English. Communication is going to be a lot easier. And because he's from Brisbane, and I actually spent like 6 months in Brisbane studying, so I would love to talk to him about just like Brisbane and like everything about like life there, and just pretend we're like old friends and like just chat. Yeah, I would love that.
That sounds like a very nice dinner plan. But before we, wrap up this conversation, AJ, what advice would you give to someone who wants to, delve into the world of K-pop fandom?
I would say just have fun. It's definitely going to be crazy, and it's going to be like a huge dive, as you said, really like a huge dive. But I think just have fun and don't take things like so seriously. I think just really enjoy the whole like culture of K-pop and really just have fun, honestly. That's all. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that advice, and thank you for the conversation, AJ.
Thank you so much for having me.
If you want to check AJ out, she is at Blooning Love, which is BLUNINGLUV on TikTok and on Instagram. And that was the life of a K-pop fangirl. I'm Hongbin Jeong, and this has been K-Influencers on K-Wave, right here on Money FM 89.3.
Money FM 89.3.